What is up, YouTube? Have yourself come back to another banger. Today's Bible verse is John 14, verse 6. It says, Jesus said to him, I'm the way, and the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. I like that verse very much. Jesus Christ is our Lord. He is the way. He is alive. He is the beginning. He is the end. He has seen everything. He knows of everything. He puts you through stuff because he knows the outcome. He knows that you are a brave servant of his who is able to fulfill and not be troubled by the devil. God puts stuff in your way because he knows you could outcome it. Just remember when you're walking through a sidewalk, there's always cracks. The sidewalk is never fully straight. There's always cracks in between them sidewalks. You just have to go over it and not be troubled by it, right? That is gonna be today's Bible verse. Hopefully, y'all liked it. I do want to talk about the markets real quick, so let's get to it. All right, now that we're back, so all right, first I want to start off with this. So I did not enter any trades this week. The only trade I I didn't really enter no trades, right? I took trade took me out, right? It was this trade here, took me out, price went higher, and came back lower, right? So something I see is that realistically, all right. So something I'm seeing is that I don't know if I understand it at all. I've been telling myself I understand most of this, and I don't know why I'm getting troubled by it. But if I really open my eyes, I don't know if I understand anything at all. As we can see, price made this nice double top, right? Price came low, retested it, and this would have been an entry. Price should have went down. Yes, I kind of entered too early, but then if you look at this, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I have to look over my stuff. But yeah, I didn't really enter no trades. I wanted price to fall more on this. Price actually never was never able, right? Price retested it, but I do believe next week we will fall. But I do believe the whole outcome is to fall on this. Your USD, same thing. I do believe price needs to go higher. GPAUD price. It actually, I do believe it's meant to go lower, right? I do believe we are starting to move to the downside now. Hopefully. Gold. I was waiting for price to break above these highs to continue buying. Price actually proceeded to go lower to these zones. Like I said, I wanted price to come to these zones. Price has not touched those zones. Now I believe price should actually go higher a little bit, right? I don't think it's gonna fall more to these lows, right? AUD USD, the whole trade basically played out already. It just never presented a entry. So who knows? Maybe this week I'll find an entry for one of these trades. Same for this. Not too interested. AUD CAD. I want the price to break more below these zones, which hopefully we can actually this week, unless we consolidate and go higher. But doesn't matter. NZD CAD. I want the price to break more to these lows, and I do believe it is gonna break more to these lows. I do see this starting to fall a little bit. GPUSD. I don't really know what we're doing here. Price is bullish. We are getting near an area of resistance though. Yeah, the rest of these trades don't really matter. I don't think I ever put anything for it. But that is, yeah, that is really all the update that I have. I'm not entering any more trades. I do have to switch these currencies to the currency pair on the brokerage, on the funded, right? So I could take trades on it. So I'm actually cleaning these out. I gotta replace it. Alright, but yeah, that is gonna be it for the moment. I have nothing to do today, so it is gonna be a pretty boring video. Um, so yeah, I don't really think I'm gonna do nothing today. Um, we don't really have any major news that would affect us when market opens, except for one news that I did hear of, but I don't really see it. So we're gonna see how that reacts to the market when it opens. Other than that, that is gonna be for the moment. Yeah, peace. What is up, YouTube? I'm back. So let us review the markets, right? I want to see where I'm messing up, right? So I know my first mistake is the entry. For some reason, I'm messing up on how or I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing something wrong on the entry. The next thing would be patience. I basically got out of the entry, right? So I see myself messing up in this specific area mostly, right? So if we look at these markets and I mark some out, right? Realistically, I would have put this as one, right? Cash APY here, cause price resisted here, here, and here, right? So weekly we have this area of support and resistance, right? So you can see that the trend is bullish. The reason it's bullish is because price broke above this high on the weekly. So price is not bullish. We have broken an area of resistance and support, as we can see. This daily is also bullish. So every time from telling me bullish, right? But something I want to see on CAD JPY would be for price to retest these levels. But you're probably saying, why would you want to see price retest those levels? Well, if you ask me, the reason I say that is because structure moves like this. Structure moves like this, right? So most of these times, price comes to retest these zones, right? Right. Most of the times. But when price isn't, it does something like this, right? It makes this little retest that I wouldn't really call as a retest, just because I would have wanted it for price to retest the previous level, right? So we see weekly and daily are bullish. 4 hour, if we're being honest, this is the trade that I was saying that when the price retest this zone, realistically, my entry should have been here. Here, right? You're probably saying, hey, Henry, why would that be your entry? Well, yes, I know I did say previously that I wouldn't have counted this as a retest, and I don't think I will or would have. But this hourly showed me something else. We see this hourly struggling and making a retest, right? Price was actually unable to break previous structure, and price actually ended up going higher. Price broke above this high with these two candles. We see this wick, long wick from here, and we have this candle taking out previous highs. Yes, I know that's basically saying you're fully wrong, right? Because look what happened next. Price then came to have a retest, but it was not a clean retest. I don't know, basically, right? Because it looked like this on the 4 hour. So realistically, I don't even think I would have entered the trade, right? But now since we see all of that on the weekly and we see that on the daily, I don't price either to give me reasons to this zones where this zone is right here, or price to fall more to this zone. So that would be a tricky one. So look, I'm gonna show y'all. Like I said, price moves in structures, right? Price made this high, but wasn't able to go above this high. This is its high, not this, or its low, whatever you want to call it. So then price made this and did this. This is internal structure. Price was on. We don't call any of this actual structure, right? That's called internal structure. So we see price doing this. Price came to retest its previous structure here. Price fell again, retest previous structure. Kind of, not really. This is where I would get confused. That's the thing. I don't know. I'm trying to see where I'm messing up at. So for this market, we could see price resisting at this area, right? We see price rejecting this area. Thing is that this is different. The reason I say it's different, because if we look at this, we need price to break below this structure on the weekly. So yeah, so there's nothing wrong with me trying to wait for all this, right? We can see price basically just not doing nothing in this structure, right? So I'd rather just wait for price to break this and retest it to actually confirm to us that we are going down. So for that, I would want some type of big engulfing on the downside, like an extra engulfing. So when I say that, I want to see this, right? Basically, this two right here. Because we haven't had that. And we had this engulfing, but we didn't have another engulfing, right? Or another candle closing below that. That was bearish. So I don't want to see how price does, right? 4 hour, same thing, really, if I'm being honest. There's nothing that I could do to make this any quicker or better, right? I don't think I could make this market move faster, no. So with this entity using. So I know I said we have to be on the lookout for this area because we do have resistance here, right? So as we can see, price is rejecting this area. This weekly actually closed above it. What does that mean? Well, usually when we close above it, price usually ends up going higher. As you can see, this weekly closed above it and they're going higher. So I want to see how this next candle comes out as on the daily. So if it gives us a bigger engulfing, that will most likely be the entry. Stop loss would be very tight. TP would be at an area of either like here, but then that would be too tight. So yeah, that wouldn't even be a possible trade that I would take. So realistically, I wouldn't even take that. No, I wouldn't. I gotta focus on the most perfect one, right? Perfect out of the perfects. Let's look at this weekly. Right, this weekly has been going high. Price started to slow down. Price has now switched from bearish to bullish. The reason I say that is because price has broken this structure now. But it hasn't broken above this structure, so that would have to be aware of that one, right? Realistically, every time frame is showing me to bullish, right? I want price to make more retest to this zone here to actually buy longs. I don't know, there's an area that I'm messing up at. I don't know where it is. Like, is it that I'm focusing too much on the higher time frames? I don't focus enough on the hourly or these time frames. But the thing is that if I focus so much on the hourly, I'm gonna try to enter the hourly trade as if I'm entering out the 4 hour, and then I'm gonna think I'm correct, and it's gonna take me out. I have been through that already, right? Um, I don't know. I think it might just be time. Me actually going through it and seeing improving by time, right? Realistic. I said realistically too much, but I just don't know where I'm messing up at. Turn around. So. Price met this area of interest. These time frames are showing me bearishness. Why didn't I enter over here? This engulfing, it just didn't like a 200 pip stop loss is kind of crazy, ain't it? But yeah, that is really gonna be it for that. We do have some news. It says Iran threatens unforgettable lessons as 2 U.S. troops killed. I do believe we're gonna have a big war against Iran, or everything's gonna open again, right? I did say that it's gonna cool down for a bit, then it's gonna continue with a lot of BS on US. So I'm leaving it up to God. I don't know anything about that, right? Anyways, that's gonna be it for today. I'm sorry, today was a short video. I'm just trying to see where I'm messing up at. If y'all see something that I don't, please tell me. I need to figure out where I'm messing up, right? I feel like I don't know if it's the entries or yeah, it's mostly the entries. If it's just me reading the market wrong, I don't know what it is. But if y'all do understand this trading stuff and y'all see a mistake that I'm missing, please let me know. Thank you. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Like I say in every video, keep going. No matter what anybody says, you make your own decisions, not them. Just because somebody goes, it doesn't mean you have to go. Just because somebody doesn't do it doesn't mean you don't have to do it, right? You are you, and they is they. So that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you for watching. See y'all on the next one. Peace.